All right, Peter, got the Legend here on the bench. Finally got a chance to take a look at it. So we'll do just kind of, as you asked, give you kind of feedback as we go. Start with the unpacking. Try to get it out of the box. That's always the fun part, isn't it? Come on. There we go. All right. And now we'll open this up. Legend Series. Okay. First comments. I like the way the thing came packaged. Certainly ensuring that it's going to be received by your customer intact, even with some of these heavy-handed shipment guys that we've all had experience with. Like the design of the case, especially the way the Legend series, the graphics, very impressive. So let's see what we have inside. Okay, so first things first, we have the tool, and I can see some paper there in it. Oh, there's some stuff under here. Let's see what we got. This might sound trivial, but I had to admit that my first thing in my mind is when I opened up the box and that's all I saw, in the back of my head, I'm going like, okay, where's the rest? So, I don't know, maybe a little something, little piece of paper or something on top of the product so that when someone opens up the box, there's a note that says adapters and other information, something here, so they know to lift up the pad. I'm sure guys will figure it out, but you asked for feedback, so I'm giving it to you. Okay, so what do you got here? Here we have, looks like we have some type of adapter. And then we have, some other type of adapter. We have, these look like testing tubes with filters. Of course, there you go, 1234YF sample hose right on there. And again, this is something else, when guys are like opening something up for the first time, at least like me, I don't read, I look first, right? So, all right, so 1234YF sample hose, 1234YF sample hose, I have two of those. Sample hose extension, okay. R134A sample hose, two of those. Sample hose extension, so I guess we want to keep these together. We have a power, USB connector. I'm thinking that any updates to the tool, can that be done online through the USB? I guess I'll see as we go along here. Okay, then I have the plug for the power source. Okay, then I have the two connectors, 1234 and 134A. Oh, excuse me, bless me. No, I'm not going to edit that out. All right, so that's all that's in the bottom. We're just going to leave that on top of my tool bench for right now, for what it is. Don't remember. I think you purposely said that you weren't sending any kind of directions manual, so I guess I don't recall, but I know you said something about that. I guess to see how intuitive the tool is. Now I'm gonna say one thing. I'm gonna say it's gonna be pretty intuitive, based on the symbols used on the tool. But it's been my experience when interacting with techs on just basic computer skills, they're still kind of on the low end of it, So the simpler you can make the instructions, the better, right? Maybe some kind of color coding, if that's not too expensive, to help guys who are a little challenged when it comes to electronics. Of course, they're all kind of aging out, but some of us like me still here. So, all right, so we got the on button. We'll go ahead and hit that. Start it up. All right, initializing 1234 R134. I like the paper. I like the fact that you can get the printed out paper from an office supply source rather than having to order it from a specific source. That's a great idea. Initializing. Okay, it's taking a while. I don't know if that's is that normal for when the tool is new? Does it take a while to load up, or is this take this long anytime we want to use the tool? Because right now it seems like a long time. Okay, well, I'm waiting for that to initialize. Warm day down here. I'm going to go ahead and move over to the vehicle. How's that? All right, so I'm going to take the analyzer, and I'm going to take the 134A stuff, and see what's going on. I guess I won't need the power source because it looks like I've got power. So, all right, so while it's still booting up, so I'm going to go ahead and move over to the truck. All right, I'm over at the truck. It's been a couple of minutes. I'm kind of watching the time. The machine is still saying it's initializing. But while that's going on, I'm going to go ahead and hook up the hoses here. That all looks pretty self-explanatory. So I've got the adapter. I'm going to take out the sample hose and fitting. And that looks like that just screws into the fitting. And I'm guessing that just hand tight is enough. Fairly easy to figure out what goes where there. That secures nice and easy. I like the little plastic tube to help you turn it on there. That's a nice touch. Trying to get my old stubby fingers in there would be difficult. So, of course, the USB port there and connection. So that's interesting. It's still initializing. I'm not going to connect yet because I don't know if it's going to provide me with a series of instructions. So I'm going to just, so I don't lose any of this stuff, I'm going to go set that up to the side for a moment. Okay, it's still saying it's warming up. Well, I don't know. That's weird. I hit the home button again. The screen when I first turn it on, it shows initializing, and then it doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't say hit anything, or if it did, I missed it. So I just said I'm going to just try it. I hit home, the home key, and it went to the screen that says warming up, and it's almost completed now. A couple of tool tips coming in there. Showing a 36% battery charge, green, so I'm okay to do the test. I'm going to start with the settings menu, and I've got Bluetooth engaged. I guess that's if I want to go to a Bluetooth printer or something. Brightness, how to move over from one to the other, not touch. Okay, so the keys here, you have to use these to scroll. Again, there's a lot of guys out there who are electronically challenged. If they don't have something that tells them to do that, that just may make it harder for them to use it. You know what I mean? Brightness, that's fine. Language, let's try language. Whoop. Oh, duh. My bad. I mean, I'm looking at, it says next on the screen. All right, so that's stupid of me. Anyway, okay, so we'll get to language. I guess then the check mark means that's the one we want to go into. English, check mark, go back. Okay, I'm figuring it out now. Sorry, my bad. Sound, let's see what's in sound. I'm hitting the check mark. It's not doing anything. Printer and the check mark's not doing anything. So I guess there's nothing for me to set there. All right, exit. And now we'll go to start. You know, I feel like a total dweeb when I just said something about the buttons and it's on the screen. But again, it just goes to show you it didn't click for me anyway. Apparently, that goes with the button, right? So anyways, now I got to figure it out. All right, so select for calibration. Press middle button for more information. Okay. It says select the refrigerant that's supposed to be in the system or tank being tested. More, not capable of testing R400 or R500 series of refrigerants. Okay. And then we go back and we're going to choose 134A. Okay, connect hose to analyzer only. See, kind of jump the game there. I'm assuming that I can do it like I have. The connected fittings and everything is fine. There's a help button. Let's see what that says. Inspect hoses for liquid drops to replace if found. Okay. None of that. More. Leave hose connected to analyzer during calibration. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and hit start. Okay, here's the pump running. I think that's similar to what we had on the Ultima. I'll tell you right now, one of the things I do like about it is the reduction in size over the Ultima. I mean, the Ultima is a great tool. I still use mine, and I've been very happy with it. But I like the more compact size of this one too. Okay, calibrating. Now we're testing the engine running. Allow the vehicle to rest. Okay, so connect to source. Help. Be sure to open the coupler valve after connecting the hose. Use the included tank adapter to test virgin tanks before use. Good idea. All right, so we have the fitting open. We'll get it plugged in there, and then we're going to crank it down. All right, exit and test. Inspect your hose before each test. Replace if there's any sign of oil or dye. If any liquid is visible in the sample, it must be changed. I guess this is all to avoid damage to your tester, right? We don't want to ingest anything like that. I like the little tool tips that pop up. It's kind of hard to read them all, you know, but I like how they pop up. Okay, disconnect, close coupler valve and disconnect. All right. Just side note here, in this particular application, there's nothing wrong with the length of the sample hose. I guess if I were leaving this on my machine, I would probably need the extension sample hose, but I don't know who would do that. But all right, so results: R134A 100%. Okay, so it does identify R12, R22 hydrocarbons. Good. Unknown. Good. Air. Oh, okay. Print. We can print the results. Very nice. So it's there for the date and the technician. That's pretty cool. Works great. I'm just wondering, and I don't recall if the Ultima had this feature or not, but is it possible to include a setting where a shop could put in their shop information on this piece of paper that I'm thinking that's going to be given to the customer. I think if I were the shop owner using this tool, I would make two. I would have the technician print out 2 copies, one for our records, one to go with that service ticket, and then one that I could give to the customer to show them what we had. And I would like my shop information on the one I give to the customer. So that's one thing I would suggest. I'm going to apologize again for some of the dweeb moves early in this video. Again, I've just seen these instances that I just demonstrated for you live and in person. When we do our webinars, we often have trouble with people who sign up, they get their login information, and then a few minutes before we're scheduled to start, they're calling, emailing, how do I get on, how do I turn it on? And it's a really simple matter of entering the email and the password that they used to register in the first place. It's not complicated, but the way the window is structured, the already have a password sign in button was near the bottom, and people weren't intelligent enough to scroll to the bottom to see that message. They thought we were asking for money again. So that's just one example I can give you. And then when we actually go into the process, it's like, how do I ask? It's just, you see where I'm going with this, I think. The simpler the better, the clearer the better. My bad. It's obvious to me in hindsight that, in this case, I'm on the settings screen. The exit is with the first button, the check mark's the middle button, and the next is the right button. But I'm saying that these are color-coded on the screen. The exit's kind of a darker shade of gray, if you want to call it that. Next is a light blue, and then of course the check mark's plain. If the buttons could be keyed as well, the same color, that would make it really obvious, even to someone that's kind of sitting, lacking in brain cells as I am. One option, or maybe just an arrow, incorporated into the button on the screen. Exit, arrow down. So you know what I mean. Maybe that's one thing to think about. Again, I didn't have anything on the sound to adjust here. Or the printer, and I don't know, again, if that's because I have to be engaged with my printer on Bluetooth. Is there an option for the shop to connect this to their printer via Wi-Fi? I mean, that seems to be a pretty popular option, right? It would be nice if the tech was able to upload that information to the shop via Wi-Fi or to the ticket. I don't know. That's probably going out beyond its price point, but again, if it were able to connect to the shop printer via Wi-Fi, I don't know, maybe that's an option. Other than that, and those are just kind of observations, I think it's great. It's very, very simple to use. Provides me with a good test result. Again, having gone through it once, it's not a problem. It all comes together just fine. All right, so with that said, I want to go back and check one more thing. Ready to shut down, turn that button off. Okay, ready to shut down, yes. Powering down, please wait. We'll wait for that to turn off. Now that turned off pretty quick. I want to go back one more time and try that, turning it on the first time. Because like I said, the initialization window took quite a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it on again. Initializing. No kind of bar or nothing. And I'm just going to wait, let's see, 20 minutes after the hour right now, if it's going to do what it did before. Okay, it's been a couple of minutes. It's still on the initialization screen. It still says initializing. Last time I hit the home button, I'm just going to try to hit any key. Okay, now once I hit any key, it goes to the warming up screen, and the bar is populating and won't take long now, I'm sure. So that was kind of throwing me off. Should it do that? Should the initializing screen just stay on there forever? Does it have a time where it finally goes to the warming up screen, the home screen? I don't know. That would kind of have me wondering if my tool is working right. Other thing I noticed while I was putting the hoses away, is it necessary to keep the sample hoses in a sealed bag? I would think, like here in Florida, where high humidity, if they were just left to the atmosphere, wouldn't that start to contaminate the filter or pose a problem? I don't know. I'm asking. If so, maybe some note on the adapter or on the bag, something to let the guys know that you need to put this back in the bag when you're done. Again, having lived in the shop atmosphere for so many years, shop equipment or items that are designated shop equipment get treated like crap. So the more that you can put in there as warnings if need be, I guess the better. Okay. All right. So again, it gets to warm up pretty good. We're going to shut it off. Ready to shut down. And I think that's it. If anything comes to mind, Peter, I'll certainly let you know. Thanks for letting me participate in your beta test. I hope what little I had to offer is helpful. And thanks again.